can we call it an information center in one sense? Because whatever is entering in our within us, maybe through the mind. Because what I've read is like our sense organs are directly connected to the mind, and we perceive the world through the sense organs, like at least the material world.
Mm-hmm.
And mind is that information center where you can access it. But now the main thing is, I would say, for head and heart driven, like what are you using to access that information? Is it your head or is it your heart? Or so
It's
for some
something
people would say
beyond.
both or something beyond, exactly. Because I think when we go beyond both is where spirituality really begins.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because the heart and head are two human aspects, and divinity lies beyond human experience. Like,
Beautiful things come along, and it's really beautiful to get to know you.
oh yes,
Not only, not
definitely. Like,
only, not only a picture.
yeah, I mean, it's better this way. Means like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we interact through DMs and posts, but face to face is a different thing altogether.
Mm-hmm. 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 Where are you?
India.
In India.
I live in India.
No,
Yep.
nice,
What
nice.
and what about you?
I'm in Spain, in Barcelona.
Aha. Okay. Anyways, congratulations. Spain won the Euro Cup, I guess.
Ah, yes, yes. Yesterday. Yes,
Oh,
I don't watch it, but I heard it a lot with the
yeah,
neighbors.
I know. Even I don't watch it, but I just saw it in the news and stuff. So yeah.
Yes, 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 and the neighbors. I knew there were two goals because they were shouting twice. And
Aha, right.
in the morning, I went swimming very early, and there was one a friend of mine swimmer, and he was saying, "Did you see that we won?" I said, "Yeah, 2-0. No, no, 2-1. Ah, okay." I just heard the twos from the
It doesn't
neighbors
matter. A
shouting.
win is a win. That's it.
No, yes, yes. So it was good. So,
Yeah.
how are you doing? What brought you here, or what brought you to LinkedIn? No, have
Aha.
you been?
Okay. I mean, it started a long time back. I had like my friend had just taken a job and he's like, just send me some wishes on LinkedIn. I'm like, okay, cool, I'll do it. Then the account was dead. I didn't use it. And then I started a bit exploring and I met people, creators, and then, I was always into this spiritual side of like
Mm-hmm.
exploring stuff and that. And then on LinkedIn, I saw many people in the same. So I felt like, yeah, I'm not the only one. Like,
Mm-hmm.
with at home is just me and mom. But
Mm.
here there's so many people like you who are like putting themselves out so wonderfully, and it's just amazing to interact, learn, apply in my own life and everything. It's just really good.
Yes, it's nice to co-learn, no? To learn
Yeah, so
together.
it's like I'm not here for business, I'm here for networking, you can say that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes, 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 me too. I love that. I I I love it because I've known so many beautiful souls,
Oh yes.
no? And these conversations are always heart to heart and just by being and sharing. And
Yes.
they're so beautiful, so empowering, so nurturing, so many things, no? So inspiring.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, honestly, now my day has become a bit incomplete without being here, or even for a very less time. Like, Mondays usually is my holiday, like at
Uh-huh.
home, like, so I'm usually offline. I'm with my
Mm-hmm.
family, but
Mm-hmm.
there I make sure at some point of the day I come here just just to take a look, and just scroll through and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's also another thing. It's not about talking about LinkedIn of the good or bad. It's just the way we use it. It's a tool. But the good
Exactly.
thing, the way we use this tool, this one that is connecting us, it's beautiful because it's not vicious.
True. It's not vicious at all. It's
No.
in fact helping us to, you can say, develop more virtues. When you see
Mm-hmm.
other people doing really good and you get inspired rather than getting jealous. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I would say
Yes,
that's a big win,
that's the
because
big win.
I would say like jealousy is innately human,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like in our culture, you can say in the Hindu tradition, there are realms of existence, different realms of existence. So in the lower, like there are total 14, seven lower and seven upper.
Mm-hmm.
So you can say in the seven lower, all the vices lie, and in the seven upper, you climb up the ladder of virtues. So it's not exactly realm as in a place, it's about your mental
Mm-hmm.
consciousness level. So
Mm-hmm.
in the lower ones, it's about jealousy, hatred,
Mm-hmm.
selfishness, greed, lust, and all those vices. So they'll never go away. It's just that we can use them in a healthier form. Like jealousy takes the form of competition, healthy competition, where in healthy competition, you'll never put the other person down, but you will, through your capability, try to improve.
Yes.
So that's like one thing which I find really fascinating is like we try unknowingly to just kill our vices, which it won't go. It's just that its form will change
Mm-hmm.
and its direction will change. Like the next stage I would say for competing is like competition with yourself, what you were in the past and what you are now, and what you
Yes.
strive to be in the future,
Yes.
where that other person's need is itself eliminated. So you don't compete with anyone, you will actually celebrate them as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes. I love that. It's
Yeah.
true. It's true. It's true. There's another way of seeing things, no? That you, because I remember I've been there, no? I've been in the in well, in the comparison, no?
Mm-hmm.
But it's like you're saying today, and I have still much more to learn and grow, eh? But
Sure, of course.
oh, but today is there's more co-creation. There's because of through love, no, than through the heart, and there's more giving, more everyone growing, more nurturing, more empowering for everyone to grow. Then I'm here, you are there, and that's why
Yeah.
the competition per se doesn't exist anymore. It's not important for you. It's just
Yes.
vanishes.
The,
No, it's more the
I guess that's why
co-creation.
you start, that's why you co-create, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because just to bring that feeling of we both, like, for example,
Yes.
both of us are pooling in whatever we know and we want to know into a platform rather than I know more or you know more, or, the less and more is a big problem.
Yes. Yes. It's comparison. But yes, that's this what you're saying. It's the co-creation for me. Is this coming together with who you are and what I am, and co-creating something that serves us
Oh, yes.
and serves hopefully people who listen to it, but it serves us. We are co-creating something through our knowledge, through our experience, through our just beingness. No necess without no ego. Without ego, we always have as a we have, because we are people, no, we are an avatar. Let's say we have to have our boundaries, but it's this nurturing.
Right. You can, yeah, nurturing is a good thing here because it's like when we say the word nurturing, it can be really misunderstood in the terms of like, you can say a parent and child.
Mm.
Like a parent nurtures a child until the child has grown up enough.
Mm.
And, and the child, if he or she doesn't get codependent, like in the old age, like in India, it happens like we children take care of the parents, of their physical needs and everything. And they help us through their life experiences. So it becomes more of a mutual thing rather than just one sided.
Mm-hmm.
So the real meaning of nurturing is when it's a mutual thing, it's not
Yes.
a one sided thing.
No, no, no.
Otherwise, it can become really draining.
Yeah, it becomes, if it's not this one-sided thing, it also generates dependency.
Yes.
No,
And it's not a good thing to be
no,
dependent
no,
on anybody.
no, no, and that's why co-creation and nurturing is all about this freedom, love and freedom,
Yeah.
allowing everyone, the other persons, to be who they are and grow their way, no, without you
Yes.
pushing up anything. It's just on their own way, growing on their own way, learning on their way, sharing. So it's this giving and receiving that nurtures.
Yeah. It's again, giving and receiving. It goes together.
Yes, in harmony.
So since when you have been doing this co-creation thing with people?
Well, I restarted in
Okay.
September, I think. No, I had a community before, and in this community of the Positive Impact Movement, in the community, we were having conversations, and we learned a lot about the power of co-creation. Because
Right.
in this, it was just having conversations. Someone brought a topic, then we shared, and I remember once we also created a course, a program,
Okay.
where I said, let's create a program for all of us, and just generated. I don't remember very well. There were 4 topics, but so there were 8 people. So instantaneously they created couples. They never had done anything before
Okay.
together,
Okay.
and so there were 4 phases. So the first couple, they co-created a co-creative session around
Okay.
topics for everyone else to learn and assist. So what they were doing is, in reality, they were guiding, but they didn't know where it was going to go, because it's co-creation,
Okay. Right.
So
Makes sense.
the next phases were dependent on the outcome of the first one, but they didn't know what was going to be the outcome. So
Right.
it was beautiful, because after 4 weeks, we had created a program, and we all have learned so much in that program that was
So what was
co-created
the
by each of
program
us.
on?
It was I don't remember now, but we only did it once.
Right.
It had to do, I think it had to do with the principles. I had to do with co-creation. I don't remember which were the principles, but we just built upon the co-creation, and the end result was magical.
Wow.
So in this community, I learned a lot to co-create, to be in the heart, listen, share, ask only if there's curiosity that serves the person, not me, and it was through the COVID, so we did it too.
Right. Oh yeah.
So
Right.
yeah, so it was a
The
very nice.
pandemic.
Yeah, so it was a very nice. It was about exploration, experiencing, practicing to be. So with that,
Wow. Exploration, experiencing, and practicing. Wow. I love this.
yes, you know that to expand, you have to explore.
Oh,
Because
definitely.
you have to go beyond to expand, and then you experience. And when you experience, you learn, you integrate, and you see if it serves you or it doesn't serve you. If you feel it serves you, then you continue practicing it.
Yes.
So life for me is about exploration, experiencing, and practicing to continue growing. Because I don't know where I'm going. I just in every moment choose what to explore, and then what I experience, and then I practice. So co-creation, these conversations, when I close the community, I really don't know where I'm going, no, with what I do. But I listen to intuition, and I
Mm-hmm.
try to respond to it. I intend. So one day I felt the need to really co-create these conversations, to do it outside the community, and that's
Right.
when I restarted, let's say. And it was September
Okay.
last year. I think September.
September last year, so it's like 10 months.
Yeah, a little bit less, I think. Yeah. At
Wow,
the
that's
start,
amazing.
yeah, it's beautiful because at the start I did one every month, one every 2 weeks or so, and nowadays I do more, um, because of references, But again, LinkedIn, the magic, and then you know someone, you co-create with someone, and they refer to someone else, and it's so beautiful, so
Oh
nurturing.
yeah, that's how it is.
Yes. So the idea is also to reinforce the leadership circle
Mm-hmm.
with people like us. And yeah, and one day I'll do what I have to do with the circle, which I still don't know.
Oh
But
yes.
surely, one moment in time, I would love to for us all to meet.
Oh yeah, I think it's like going with the flow of what you're
Mm-hmm.
doing right now,
Yeah,
where it will take us.
yeah, going with the flow. Yeah, with responding to what the heart guides me to do
Oh yeah.
or to create. Or to co-create. To co-create in life nowadays, we are co-creating every moment, no, every time, because it's
Yeah,
really,
because we are also connected to each other.
yes, yes. Mhm. So
So like, yeah, yeah.
no,
Say. You're
no,
saying something.
no, you go ahead, Kunal.
Yeah, I was saying so like when you first time did it and now when you restarted it, what were the challenges you experienced?
Well, I remember when I started it some time ago.
Mm-hmm.
Challenges were before I was talking about daring to be, not to
Okay.
be. So dare to be denotes some fear to be.
Yeah.
No, so there was some fear of being who you are, of showing myself as who I am.
Mm-hmm.
No, so that was one of the challenges, to understand and to know that it's beautiful, it's simple, and just be who you are, and nothing can go wrong, because you're living from the heart, and the heart is always
Yeah,
perfect.
the heart is always yes.
So there was one challenge, and then also to show myself to the public.
Okay.
No,
Right.
there was another fear also, to show myself, to record and show myself.
Okay.
It's related to the fear of daring to be. It's the same, no? It's
Yeah,
related to the fear
it's
of
like
showing
the first
yourself.
fear in a different form.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
that makes sense.
mhm.
Because I think it's a very like jealousy, it's a very ingrained thing within all of us.
Yeah,
It's just a matter of who has it more and who has it less.
yeah, yeah,
So how did you overcome that? Was it like just you went into it, you kept on practicing, and it got better?
yeah. Well, I got more me. I don't know
Yeah,
if
more.
better,
It's like
but
more of you.
more who I am naturally nowadays, and also it got more into, when I sit here, I am in the heart. So for me, it's faster and easier to go into the heart. Before, it
Right.
took me a while to the stress and the running, the meeting, and then coming here to be able to create this bubble and be. Now, since I've practiced,
Mm-hmm.
I do it the other way around. What I am here, I also bring outside. Let's say from here,
Okay. Right.
because I
That
am
makes sense.
everywhere. At least it's my intention
Right.
to be everywhere.
Yeah, that makes sense, I would say. Like, either we are not within us at all, or we are totally confined. It
Mm-hmm.
has to be both.
Yeah. It has to be you, everyone.
Yeah. So like, do you do some meditation or something to practice this?
No, I am. No, I to practice. Well, at the start, yes, we did. At the start, we to be there, we had breathing, or we were meditating, and were going into the heart with the community.
Mm-hmm.
Today, since I've practiced a lot already, I would say
Right.
4 years or so, it's really, I feel going into the heart without having to meditate or so. I just, when I'm here with you, my attention is in the heart, not in the mind.
Okay. Right. So you focus more on the heart aspect than compared to the head aspect. So we
Yeah.
basically like we can say you're more of the heart person.
Yeah, I'm more in the heart. I feel more what comes through the heart, and I express through the heart, not in my mind, the thinking.
Right. So is it like natural for you or you honed it? You practiced it?
Well, I've practiced it, but it was
Okay.
somehow natural, let's say, from well, we all have
Okay.
it. We all have it. We all have it. It's just, I think we have to unlearn so many patterns, unlearn beliefs, and
Yeah. Like learning begins with unlearning.
yes,
Like
yes.
I remember I read this somewhere. A person was going for some martial arts training and he had to change his discipline. So the master, what he did was he took a glass of water and he emptied it. And he said, you should empty your cup first. Then you can fill it up with new stuff.
Yes, yes. So it is. So it is. Yes, for us to
Yeah.
relearn.
Yes. I would say relearn is a good aspect because the old learning will never go away. It's just that how we use it will change.
Yes, yes. Yes, because it's like what you're saying, how we use it. Do I focus in my mind, or do I focus in my heart? So I use it to focus in my
Mm-hmm.
heart and not focus in the mind, which I'm used to, or I was used to be
Okay.
here. That's what we learned at school. Here, here, here. But that's the focus. Move it down to the heart.
So, like now you focus more to your heart. What purpose does the mind serve you?
The mind serves me as the how do you say that? Not the slave of the heart, but the servant.
Mm-hmm.
The mind, the mind.
Can we call it an information center in one sense? Because whatever is entering in our within us, maybe through the mind. Because what I've read is like our sense organs are directly connected to the mind, and we perceive the world through the sense organs, like at least the material world.
Mm-hmm.
And mind is that information center where you can access it. But now the main thing is, I would say, for head and heart driven, like what are you using to access that information? Is it your head or is it your heart? Or so
It's
for some
something
people would say
beyond.
both or something
Something.
beyond, exactly. Because I think when we go beyond both is where spirituality really begins.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because the heart and head are two human aspects, and divinity lies beyond human experience. Like,
Yes.
I mean,
And
it's
then,
hard to pin it down in words, but
yeah.
we can just say like it's, yeah, because something which is beyond anything sensory, putting it in the terms of sense organs is definitely difficult.
Yeah. Yeah. For me, when I talk about the heart, it's not the physical, and for you, I know it's also the same. It's not the physical. It's the
Yeah.
door. It's the door to the source, to
Yes.
the higher. It's so from there information comes in. So information center. I wouldn't classify the brain as information center. It's more the
Mm-hmm.
processing. certain, no, of the senses of so, but because information and not information, knowing comes through the heart.
Yes, that's knowledge.
Yeah,
Knowledge and
knowing.
information can be really misunderstood because
Yeah.
information keeps on changing. Like
Mm-hmm.
every moment you're getting something new, and like, like you mentioned, we began this conversation with LinkedIn, how we use it.
Mm-hmm.
So if we do not use it well, we get bombarded with a lot of data, which is unpolished, or maybe 99% of it is waste.
Mm-hmm.
That's not knowledge. Knowledge is what you mentioned, coming from within, and it will be eternal, timeless,
Yes. Yes.
beyond like maybe 1,000 million years after us, after we leave and stuff, and then it will remain. That knowledge
Yes.
is not going to go. So yeah, you can say brain is for the information, heart is for the, you can say, knowledge. Like you mentioned,
Mm-hmm.
the doorway to knowledge.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes.
And again, it's not our physical heart.
No.
I mean, it's not that.
No. You just go down, let's say, no, from your mind to the heart. It's because you
Yeah,
go on, but you go beyond.
yes, it is beyond.
Yes. Mm. And you, Kunal, from where do you have all your knowledge and your
Okay, I love the Indian scriptures actually.
mm-hmm.
I
Wow.
read like about them, various like things like the chakras come from there, and the different, like what you say, it is like every, like it's one of the narration for the human personality is like it's made up of sheath. So the first sheath is the sheath of the body.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's literally made of food, and which makes sense. We
Yeah.
what we eat, it
Yeah.
digests and becomes a part of us. Second is the life force. Like one part of it is breathing.
Mm-hmm.
It's not exactly breathing, but it's a part. Breathing is a part of the life force.
Yeah.
Then comes our mind, which we said the information part, the ego part, like the I,
Mm-hmm.
this I which comes, which thinks it's separate from the source. In reality, we are the same thing, but we are separate from it. That separation brings this I, that part of it, the memory side of things. That's the mind. Fourth, they mentioned the intellect, the
Mm-hmm.
one who does all the higher end processing. Like, you've heard the term, right? Taking the low road and taking the high road.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So the high road is that intellect, and which is
Mm.
connected, which can be like through practice again, we connect it to the source. And you can actually, in our conversation, we can compare it to the heart. We can compare it there. Then
Mm-hmm.
next, they call the sheath of bliss. Like it's the one closest to us where you feel bliss. Like
Yes. Yes.
you are that literally.
Yes.
You cannot say that you feel that. It's like you be that. If you get what I mean.
Yes, I get it. I get it. 100%.
And then we reach us. So this model of the five sheets is really interesting.
Yes. It's really very, very, well, very, feels very close to us, no? Feels very, very true.
Yeah, yeah, because this is like an odyssey which we are taking inwards. We're going inside.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And in fact, like we mentioned the word sheath, they use the word caves. They call it a cave.
A cave. Cave.
A cave.
Oh,
Cave. Yeah,
yes. Oh.
they call it that.
Mm.
So honestly, the translator said that it's easier to understand it as a sheath, as a covering.
Yes. Yes.
But they literally meant that you're entering a dark cave,
Oh, wow.
which is a layer of these five caves,
Mm-hmm.
interlocking caves. And at the end of the cave is the source of light, which is us,
Mm.
which is
Mm.
illuminating everything. And it is
Mm.
said that the five sheets borrows consciousness from the source. That's why we feel that the body is sentient, although it's not. It's not sentient. It's insentient. Without life, there is no. The
There's nothing.
body is just dead, literally.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And there's no point of the life when there's no mind. If imagine like there are no emotions, there are no thoughts, there are nothing. So
Yeah.
what will you call that being? Like some people like they say that the zombies are these only. Like there's no emotion, no thought, nothing. And what point is of the thoughts and emotions if we cannot process it through the intellect, through the heart, through the knowledge? And
Yes.
knowledge will never remain steadfast if we are not in bliss. If we are disturbed, then knowledge will dissipate into forgetfulness. We'll forget it.
True.
Yeah. So I think we can make this is
Beautiful.
a pretty good, yeah, this is a pretty beautiful sequence.
Yeah, yeah.
Like each sheath is interlocked into one another and
Yes.
they cannot be without one another.
Yes, it's a you could also say the part of the bodies, no, that we have several different bodies. Also, the spiritual,
Oh yeah.
no, so it's also this playing with
Yeah, like you can call it a different body also, like the physical body, you can call it the subtle body. The subtle body is like the sheath of life force, the mind and the intellect. And then you can call the causal body, which is the bliss part, where it's you are that. It's like this is another model actually, which
Yeah.
the Vedas, the Indian scriptures mention is like one is the physical body, this one, the one which we have. Second is the subtle body, where it is the subtle power of the sense organs, the mind and the intellect, the memory, the ego, everything is there. Third is the causal body, in which, now this might be interesting, the seed form of the physical and subtle body are ingrained into. That seed is the causal body, like you can say of a plant. The potential of a seed to grow into a tree lies right into it. It's the blueprint is there. It hasn't manifested yet. So the
Yes.
causal body might be the blueprint, the impressions of who you are as this material being.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was when I read it, it was not easy to understand, but when I compared it to the blueprint of a building, like, architects, they create a blueprint and then everything is right there, right in front of you. It's just not manifested.
Yes.
So that's what it is.
Yes, it's already there, no? That's why it is what it is. It's all our choices are already there. They're just
Oh
not
yeah,
manifested.
it's not just not manifested, and
Yeah.
we get stuck here only. I would say, like we think that since it's not manifested, it's not there. We look for physical evidence, but there is no evidence. It's just how nature is.
Yeah, in this realm, there's no evidence. We there might be evidence, but we don't see it.
We don't see it, and it has its own time of manifesting. We cannot force it to be before or delay it. Like it can never happen. It will come in its form.
Yes.
The only thing we can do is understand it and how we can again use it.
Yeah. 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 And this happens to us in everything, no? At the end, if we push
Oh yeah,
for things to happen and they don't have to happen, then well, what?
they won't.
They won't. And so that's why it's so important also to listen, no? And to
Oh yeah.
be, so that things come when they have to come, the way they have to come, not the way you are thinking or wanting or nothing. It's just they will manifest when they have to manifest.
Oh yes,
Through
they
through
will
your
when they have
intention,
to.
no? Through your observation, through your awareness of them, not that they come in flying because yes, no, it's because you are consciously choosing, or you have the
Yeah, we're choosing
intention of
it.
something. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all a matter of choice, and we are free to make whatever choice we want to.
Yeah. Yeah. And Kunal, I appreciate talking about when is time or not time, like sitting with you here, because we you registered about 3 weeks ago or something, and only
Mm-hmm.
today was possible. So the same. I
Yes.
appreciate and I'm grateful that this is happening today, the way it's happening.
Oh, yes.
Because, well, it has to happen today, our co-creation, and I'm really thankful for having you here with me,
Oh,
co-creating.
it's my pleasure, ma'am. Seriously, like, it's my first time in this process of co-creating, but like you walk me through it, like, just be yourself. So it's like another conversation which I have. So,
Yes,
yeah.
that's just the same thing. It's just because you are in your heart and you are just being you anywhere. So here's another,
Yeah.
it's the same, and we just record and that's it.
Yeah. And honestly, that's like when you ask me about where did I get this knowledge from, and I'm still reading it every single day. The thing is that Indian scriptures, they do not have a linear way of
Mm-hmm.
expressing. There are
Mm.
multiple models. Like I just told you two or three. There are other models as well, which I might not be able to explain without, maybe I share a chart with you or that way where you read it and you understand, okay, that's what's happening. Because there are multiple schools of philosophy here. Like it's
Yes.
not just one
Mm.
school of philosophy just teaching it. It's like multiple schools, and they were honestly in debates with each other too.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Mm.
which one is more applicable, and it turns out it has to coexist. They all
Yes,
coexist.
yes, yes. Because at the end, it's also um, it's a way of life, and it depends
Yeah.
on what you take from each of them.
Yes, definitely. Like some people follow school. Like, I'll just like for namesake, I'll say A, B, and C. So for some people, A is the one which is helping them the most.
Mm-hmm.
For some it's B, for some it's C,
Yeah,
and for some it can be like all of their
yeah,
you know
yeah, all
parts
of
which
them.
appeal to them.
Yeah.
And so I would say the all three of them have their own importance.
Mm-hmm.
Like one school in the Indian scriptures talks about the atomic structure. Like I was shocked when they talked about the atomic structure and even delved into quantum mechanics, which is amazing.
Yeah.
One school delves into counting the number of elements in nature. Like it's not, and it's a very quantifiable count. It's like 24 elements, which makes the whole universe and it's making
Mm-hmm.
sense.
Mm-hmm.
One element talks about what we just talked about, the five sheets and the three bodies and
Yeah.
everything. One school talks about this, and one, it's like multiple theories are there, and each of them are right in their own form.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes, yes. That's why it's for me when I, for instance, read a book, I always say, because I learned not to follow the book or the steps in the way they say it, no, because at the end you read and you take in what is for you to be taken in,
Right.
for what
And like,
serves you, because you are
hmm
unique.
yes, we all have our own way of taking things.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes,
And one school
integrate.
talks about, you can say, non-dualistic form of God. Like it, it shows the dissolution of man into God, of
Mm-hmm.
human being into God. And one school talks about the separate existence of the soul and God, which is really interesting because they seem contradictory.
Mm-hmm.
But in the end, they all come to the same conclusion, and in the end, they all come into one.
Yes.
So, for as a curious person, I would say like explore all of them
Mm-hmm.
in
Mm-hmm.
whichever
Yeah, I
way you
love
want
that.
to. There's no sequence; just explore all of them.
I
Never
love
know
that.
what suits you
Yeah, I love that. I love that. That's
because
the
if
other. Yeah.
mhm.
So, just quick one. This the other way you were saying. How do you expand? I expand by reading, exploring everything I
Oh,
can.
exactly this. Like we are supposed to explore, and when that comes from within us, when no one is forcing us to explore, and we have that desire to explore,
Mm-hmm.
the unfolding, the unraveling is beautiful. Like one of the scriptures, the first verse itself means cover everything with God,
Mm-hmm.
right? Meant to say that everything is God in that way. So the
Mm-hmm.
commentator said very beautifully, like, this covering is not covering, it's
Mm.
actually uncovering.
Yes.
And uncovering is not uncovering, it's like discovering. Like
Yeah.
you yourself go explore and you'll find out. And
Yes.
that's when you can trace back to the origin. Like that's
Yes.
what it is like.
Yes. Yes. That's when you expand, well, expand and you explore, experience, practice, and you expand by the reading, by the knowing, by curiosity. Those things, it's like you're saying, it's beautiful. Yes, you go back to
Yeah.
what you are,
And
because at the end you're
I,
feeling you have this limitlessness.
yeah, and that's when you feel complete, I
Mm-hmm.
would say,
Mm-hmm.
because there is this nagging feeling of incompleteness we all human beings face. So this is the best way to complete. The only, I wouldn't say a problem again, because like we discussed right now,
Yeah.
everything has its time. So it takes time. And that time can be very, very different for many people. Like I have read people have got enlightenment instantly. Some people took many years to even understand it. So we all
Mm-hmm.
have our different journeys, different pathways, and I've heard people saying to like just enjoy the journey. And now it makes sense because you never know when you get the breakthrough.
Yes. 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 Beautiful. Thank you so much, Kunal, for being
Oh,
here
it's
with
my
me.
pleasure.
And we shall co-create another time again. I appreciate.
Oh
I
yeah.
love learning from you, co-learning. I love sharing, and there's much more.